So welcome back, coders. Never give up coding and continue coding. Now we are going to be talking about here modules, how to do modules, or to write code in another file and import it into another file. So let's assume this is our main file. It's called tut.js, and then let's create a new file. Let's call it person.js. Now there are two ways of exporting some files from exporting files to another, exporting some code from another file to another file. There's the default way of doing it, and then there is the what they call it usually the inline way of doing it. So let's use the inline way of doing it. What if in my person.js I have the following variables. I have, let's say, a const variable, const name will equal to, maybe the name should be Henry, and then maybe const age, and the age should be maybe 100. So then we would like to export these two variables. So to export it, we'll just do export, then we open our brackets like this, then we put name, then we put age. This is one way of exporting it. Or instead of exporting it this way, what we could do, we could delete that, and then on each line here we'll just put export. Then we would have exported it. So this is inline exporting. So there's also another way, the default way of doing some export. So you can create a new file, and then you can call it messages, and let's call it messages.js. Now in the messages.js, let's create a new function. So to save time, I'm just going to paste the function. So this is the function message. It has a const name, a const age, and then it returns name is age plus years old. So now to export this function, I could do export default, then I would put the message. So these are the two ways of exporting things from files to be imported into another file. But these two ways of exporting, it makes they also have different ways of importing. So if you have this first one and wanted to import the files into another file from this first one, the way we would import it would be import, then we use our brackets here, name, then export, name, bracket, comma, export, then we say from, open our bracket slash, then you put your URL to where the file is, person.js. Now this is way of importing when you export this way. Now what if you export this way? There's a different way of importing it. So in this case, you would just say import message from, then you would say messages.js. This is the different way of importing. So this is how you can import and export things from files. So thank you for watching. Keep on coding and never ever give up coding. Thank you for watching.